for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. With Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book, over the air, in podcasts, and on TV, the terrific Bill Simmons. Bill, great to have you.
And now for somebody who's playing a video game at 3 in the morning. That's my next. That's the next phase for me.
But isn't this a great venue for
This is great.
Right? I know.
This is great. They're half asleep. My voice is waking them up. I'm excited.
Bill Simmons is terrific.
Yeah. Wake up. I'm talking to you.
All right, now let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. Taking a look at Boston. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
And, you know, for Boston, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
I don't know of anyone who thought the road to the championship would travel through their building this season, but that just may be the case.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kemba Walker is a multiple-time All-Star. But from his first seasons in the league, stardom was not assured. Even he said, "I never saw myself playing at this level. There were times I didn't know if I even belonged in the NBA. I guess you could say I'm surprised." Now, Kevin, every player has those doubts at the beginning, but few overcome them the way Kemba has.
David, he's come a long way. Thank you. You know, Bill, you've seen Gordon Hayward work his way back from injury. How much longer do you think until he's 100%, both physically and mentally?
Well, he's basically lost 2 years. You know, he lost the first year, obviously, because of the injury, and then the second year was really up and down, and he would have these waves where he was confident for a week or two, and then it would just go away again. Heading toward the playoffs, he looked great, and then it went away again.
Right.
And I always felt like he had a little bit of PTSD from the injury, where there would be times where he just didn't want to drive in traffic and bounce off people and play in the air. And if you watched him in Utah, that was all the stuff that made him special. He was a really athletic player, and when you lose that, it's hard to get back. It's hard to trust, like, when you land, somebody's foot's not going to be there.
It's like if you blew a knee, you're always worried about people down around you, right?
So the role model would be Paul George, because Paul George, you could see the first year he came back was a lot of the same. You know, he was a little nervous in the air. He wasn't as physical as he used to be, and then it came back and then some. So the hope with Hayward is that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. Wiggins and Covington fill the wing. And it's Teague in at the 1. And for Boston, Tatum and Cantor together down low. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Hayward in at the small forward. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Kevin, to me, this is about decision-making. And Jeff Teague's so good at creating opportunities to get to the free throw line.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Free throw, good, Teague. And Bill, of the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984, came back against the Lakers in the Kevin McHale clothesline game, brought them back to the Garden for Game 5. It was so hot, Kareem had to wear the oxygen mask, and then finished them off in Game 7.
Rambis was the recipient of that clothesline,
He was,
wasn't
and
Yes.
he deserved it. It's not like he didn't deserve it. But the Celtics were just tougher that year, and I try to forget that the next year they came back and beat the Celtics.
Now, here's Cantor. 8 points his last outing. Passes it to Hayward. Cantor trying to free himself up. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Covington inside the line. That shot off. Now Boston takes it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
I thought they had a solid game plan coming into that one, and then they made good adjustments along the way.
I thought their game plan was really spot on, Greg, and we saw that in their scoring more than anything else.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Oh, how about Jaylen Brown showing us his touchdown low? Skilled at getting high percentage shots in the paint.
Teague finds Towns. Here's Wiggins, and Wiggins throws it down.
Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Greg, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message. Now, here's Tatum. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
Some athleticism on display. Jason Tatum, the speed, the strides on the drive.
Towns against Cantor. Shoots a fader. And it's Towns missing.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Now, here's Cantor. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
A terrific effort by Towns. Sticks with the play and sends it back.
To the left wing. T kicks to Covington. Now the pass to Wiggins. Clock is at 3. Shoots over Brown. And it's Wiggins missing.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And with the 2K Esports League bill, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like hat? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can people see your clothes? They can, right?
They can
so you
see
need
your
sneakers,
clothes. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's
drinks,
a shirt. All of it.
Do the announcers get endorsement
Gloves.
deals? Where's our endorsement deal?
Well, if they
money?
don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it right
I'm
here.
ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
Boston shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
2 shots.
That one is off.
How exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
He doesn't get the second one. Timberwolves trail by 4. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Covington passes to Teague. Teardrop shot, and the layup is good.
Kevin, how about the touch on that floater? That shot, as Teague has in his arsenal, is such an important piece to have.
Walker finds Tatum. Cantor with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Walker's shot is off. And here in Boston, Bill, the place where you received your master's degree in journalism. Talk about the Celtics at that time in the early to mid-90s.
Well, Larry Bird retired, Kevin McHale retired. They knocked the Boston Garden down. We were in the lottery for a bunch of years. It was a terrible decade, Kevin. Thanks for asking.
But still a Boston fan, true and true, right? Huh?
Yeah. Well, I grew up, we were doing well, then we weren't doing well. Now we're doing great again. That's the team of the future.
Here's Hayward. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, Gordon Hayward's so good in the catch-and-shoot situations.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Here's Vonleh. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
The Timberwolves have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Smart's checked in for the Celtics. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Kemba Walker. Free throw, no good for Teague.
Well, Jeff Teague is a very capable scorer from the lead guard position. He plays with a high motor. He can make shots. This guy is very good at the point.
Now, here's Cantor. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Wanamaker. Nailed from three-point land.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now, Wiggins. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
You know, couple that with the 4 big blocks. He was awesome on the defensive end as well.
And that one's good, Towns. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go into the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services. And just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
They get it back, and Cantor throws it down.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Wiggins.
And it's striking how much his three-point shooting has improved this month. His long-range percentage is coming up, and that's going to give them a lift as a team. You can never have enough reliable threats from beyond the arc.
Here's Okogie. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. There's the triple. And it's Napier missing.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Bill, was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really.
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those two things
Did
together.
it in high school, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, started in high school. I had the big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on, And around sophomore year, it felt like it started to get momentum. And that was the first time I thought, I wonder if I could get paid for this.
Right.
Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29.
Yeah. Here's Okogie. No points in the game yet for him. And here's Smart. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Celtics lead by 1.
How about Marcus Smart? Keeps his balance even with the defense in his grill. That is really nicely done.
Here's Towns. He can't get that one.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Napier kicks to Towns. Fires from deep. Timberwolves with a fresh shot clock. Jang, no luck.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Pass to Tice. Here's Poirier. Outside, Smart. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Jang.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Pass to Towns. Rebounded by the Celtics. Poirier's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
And the rejection by Towns. Now, here's Culver. He's guarded by Williams.
That's his first personal foul.
So it's the Timberwolves now. They trail by 3. Here's Okogie. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Wanamaker. Passes it to Tice. Now here's Smart. From deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Celtics out in front, up 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. All-star big man Karl Anthony Towns is hungry to maximize his potential.
I want to be the best player who ever played, and I feel that I could do that. I think I have the God-given talent and the God-given abilities to make it happen, and I have total confidence in myself every single day. I wake up that I could be the greatest player who ever played. I know if I continue to put the work ethic in and continue to do all the little things I need to do, I could find myself in that conversation. But, obviously I got to learn every single day and never take no days for granted.
On his coaches, Greg and teammates love hearing that.
And how can you not? I mean, that kind of drive is special. And with his tools and potential, hard to put a ceiling on just how good he can be.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Boston, we've got Williams. He's out there with Daniel Tice, and it's Smart in at the shooting guard position. Williams gets the bucket. And Bill, when you yourself get out on the court, is there a player you try to channel or emulate, you try to visualize in your mind?
You mean when I'm playing pickup?
Yes.
Oh, well, now, at this point in my life, Davis Bertans. Is that how you say his name?
Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans?
Yeah, yes. What a great stroke.
I emulate all stretch fours who don't guard anybody.
Yeah.
That's who I am at this point in my life. I run from three-point line to three-point line.
You stay in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Don't tangle up inside.
My free throw attempts are 0 because I don't go to the line.
Just fire away.
And I want you to know I'm there to make an open jump shot. And don't ask me to do anything else, please. I'll set some picks.
Yeah. You are. You're a great screen
Set
setter.
some picks.
You're a great pick and roll guy. The Celtics shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And some changes here for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward comes in for Williams. And Walker subbed in for Smart. Good on the second free throw. Timberwolves trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now, here's Napier, guarded by Walker. 5 on the clock. Here's Napier. Rebounded by the Celtics.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Here's Wanamaker, defended by Towns. Wanamaker misses.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
From deep, Walker hits the three-point bomb. Walker's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston. And so Napier will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The talent is that broad all over the globe.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet
He is
he was.
otherworldly.
It wasn't Earth. I think he just got dropped from some satellite. Yeah, this all starts with.
I love it too, don't you? I love the fact
do.
we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over playing.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks, and one of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also that step back three that he was taking that he's been making his whole life.
2 shots.
Other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, and I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for the way the American style.
100% agree.
They really, guys move without the ball, give and go, and it's not just like clear out, I'm up.
Yeah. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Celtics. Jason Tatum comes in for Daniel Tice. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Robert Covington comes in for Culver. Andrew Wiggins checked in for Josh Okogie. And it's Teague for Napier. Good on both.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Teague, the pass to Covington. And the pass to Wiggins. Fades and shoots off the left rim and out.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Walker with a clean look. Drills the baseline jumper. Walker's got 7.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And momentum going the other way. Can they find some answers?
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
Boston making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Tatum.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
Now here's Teague. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Vonleh. Dishes it to Wiggins. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
There's some contact inside. Wiggins playing big and will go to the charity stripe.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And he's kept his percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
2 shots. Last on the first.
And the first one drops.
And the problem for Wiggins, a former overall #1 pick, people always seem to want more from him, whether it's warranted or not.
Both good from the line that time. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Walker the pass to Kanter. The dish to Hayward. From 13. And Kanter throws it down.
Well, this is Enes Kanter's comfort zone. At the rack in a hurry.
Teague the pass to Covington. On the wing, Wiggins. Outside Teague. Clock at 4. Over Tatum. And the shot is long.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Hayward dishes to Tatum. The wing jumper off target.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Now here's Teague. 8 points for him. It's blocked.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Walker with it. Outside Tatum. Over Jang. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Tatum's got the lead up to 14 now for the Celtics. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Teague the pass to Vonleh. And the dunk by Vonleh.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
Walker against Teague. Begins with the block. To the middle. Here's Jang. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
Look, guys, you love that this guy is becoming more and more of an offensive threat. Jang draws the foul there.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's been terrific, guys. I mean, the percentage right around 86%, so no doubt he's pleased with that.
No good on that one.
Now, this is a guy who was 63% from the free throw line his first year. Zhang now has transformed himself into a very good free throw shooter.
He hits the second from the line. Boston leading by 11. And Walker kicks to Kanter. Right side Tatum. Shoots from the high post. And no good. And Minnesota now the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Here's Walker following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. And it goes down 2 points. 9 points for Kemba Walker.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Teague.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now here's Walker. A 14-point game for him in the win against Portland. From past the arc, they get the rebound. Wiggins with some nice D. Timberwolves trail by 9. Outside, Covington. Fires for 3. And Boston with the rebound. Cantor's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Tatum. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. Last time they met was in Minnesota, where they beat the Timberwolves.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game, and that was a total team effort, no question.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Brown. Here's Walker, plenty of space. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Walker's got 9 points in the quarter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Outside, Covington. Pass to Wiggins. Up and in on the layup. Wiggins has got 12.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. Daniel Tice is checked in for Cantor. Timberwolves also changing it up. Karl-Anthony Towns checked in for Jang. Okogie comes in for Noah Vonleh, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Jeff Teague. And here's Walker outside. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Wiggins surveying the floor. Passes to Towns. Shoots over Walker. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Towns.
I mean, guys, how good is the form and the release? Karl-Anthony Towns capable in the mid-range as well.
Outside, Walker. The pass to Tatum. Just 5 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Williams. Boston again missing.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And a special thanks to our guest, Bill Simmons. Always a compelling discussion, and I hope we can continue.
Please, I'm available. Just call me. I'm ready.
I will.
All right,
There's your number right here on my speed
You
dial.
have my number. Call me.
Good. Well, Doris, you read most reporters, they try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do on the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Covington dishes to Towns. From the arc. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Kemba Walker firing on all cylinders for the Boston Celtics. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Here with Andrew Wiggins. Andrew, for you personally, a great first half. You really got to the rim a lot of times. What are you seeing out there?
Just a mindset to attack the rim early, try to mark my presence.
We certainly saw you in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Looking at the field goal percentage during that period for them, it was good, 45%. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whether running the offense through the post, driving it, doesn't matter. Get to the rim, and the rest will take care of itself.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Boston leading by 3.
You know, one dilemma that jumps out at me with the Timberwolves, over the years, they have been an excellent offensive rebounding team. It's the other end, the defensive backboards, where they have had some problems.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Wiggins and Covington fill the wings. Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. And it's Teague in at the point guard. Celtics shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And Doris, you're right. Over the last 5 seasons, the Timberwolves have been the absolute worst defensive rebounding team in the NBA.
And it's hard to understand, Kevin, because they have created second chance opportunities for themselves only to give it back on the other end. That's the kind of thing that can be demoralizing for your defense. You get a stop, but you don't finish the possession with a rebound. That can wear you out physically and mentally.
Covington against Tatum. Pass to Teague. It doesn't go for him. Walker with some nice D. Hayward passes to Brown. The shot's good. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Well, their first basket in 4 tries. Can that trigger a little bit of good shooting here? We'll find out.
Teague against Walker. A nice shot by Teague. Teague's got 12 points in the game.
Boy, it'll take more than that to stop Jeff Teague, just determined to score despite any obstacle.
Outside, Walker. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. And then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic.
And when you look at that Pacers matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Towns. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Now here's Wiggins after Jaylen Brown's miss. Covington into the lane. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And it's all evened up. He's got 15.
Boy, more points on the board for Wiggins. How about this guy? This is a memorable night.
Walker the pass to Tatum. Brown outside. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Robert Covington picks one up. And you look at Jaylen Brown, the 3rd pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of a perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness. Bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
That free throw good from Brown. Doris, great scoring is often reliant upon great footwork. And we hear coaches, don't we, talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with incredible footwork, and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork. That tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
Oh, I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a skill. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, for all the talent Andrew Wiggins brings to the table, you wonder what his assessment of the 2018-19 season is. Obviously, he took a step back in terms of his production, and I think that had a lot to do with his lack of consistency with his shot. He's got a ton of talent. Let's see where it takes him.
Shooting 2.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And with Wiggins, Doris, and his struggles last year, he seemed to be relying more on his outside shot.
You wonder if Wiggins feels the pressure of an NBA that now so heavily emphasizes that three-point shooting. But his strength, to me, is putting the ball on the deck, attacking the rim, and relentlessly going at defenders. He's got to get back to that.
And as talented as Andrew Wiggins is, there are games, Doris, when he can fade into the background when his team needs him the most.
Yes, and the questions become, is he passive? Is he disengaged on the offensive end? And that, I think, can be frustrating because people around the league will tell you that this young man is as talented and as skilled as any player in the league. It's really, for Andrew Wiggins, about finding a measure of consistency.
Here's Brown, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Brown's got 5 points in the quarter. This game has a lot of character here in the 3rd period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Now here's Teague. He's got 12. Pass to Vonleh. He dishes it to Wiggins. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's foul number 2 for him. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. Now here's Teague. Defense is right there. Here's Towns. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, Cat is not going to step aside if there's physical contact to be had on the glass.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
Now here's Hayward with the shot. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And the call will be against Brad Wanamaker. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Daniel Tice comes in for Enes Kanter. And Smart subbed in for Gordon Hayward. And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable three-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
Free throw drop for Culver.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Williams, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. Minnesota also with the sub. Napier's checked in, and good on the second, so he makes them both. And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school, and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA-level stuff.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
For Boston, they have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit. And he makes the first.
And the Celtics looking to bounce back and make another deep playoff run.
And I think, Greg, they certainly have the talent to do it. This is a team that remains on the upswing. They have draft picks and assets. I think they are well positioned for the future.
Okogie's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. That one falls, so he hits both of them. So it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
5 to shoot. No problems knocking that one down. Towns has got the lead up to 4 now for the Timberwolves. The Celtics have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Now Smart, looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Right wing, Poirier passes to Williams. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Smart, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Smart's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I'm not sure what the defense can do. I mean, Marcus Smart just nails a tough jumper with a defender in his grill.
Towns, and it's blocked. Here's Wanamaker. He has 7. Passes it to Smart. And here is Williams. Outside, Smart. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Minnesota in the lead. Here's Okogie. With the fadeaway. And the basket is good.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Here's Poirier. Back to Wanamaker. That one falls. Wanamaker's got 9.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Towns, no luck. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Well, you know Marcus Smart understands how to use his body inside, and I just love how he goes right up with the shot.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And for a franchise searching for stability, it doesn't help that the Wolves have had a number of head coaching changes.
Well, obviously, the Wolves aren't alone in that problem, Greg. I think it can be difficult to identify just the right kind of leadership. And when you do get someone like Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra or Rick Carlisle, you try to hold on for dear life.
The first one falls.
And the Celtics last season mourning the passing of the great John Havlicek.
You know, Greg, he spent his entire career with the Celtics. He won 8 titles along the way. He was known as one of the great competitors and a class individual. His legacy undoubtedly will live on.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
The pass to Poirier. Tatum on the wing. Over Culver. And again, it's Boston converting.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Pass to Towns. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And 11 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, he had trouble making shots in the first period, but rounding into himself here in the second.
Here's Tatum. It's rebounded by Towns. And so Napier will bring it up for Minnesota. The lead is 2. Now here's Culver, guarded by Tatum. Now here's Culver, and there it is for him. Culver's got the lead up to 4 now for the Timberwolves.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Wanamaker. He's got 9. Tatum with another miss.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Culver. Poirier grabs the miss. Poirier's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Outside, Smart. Pass to Poirier. Here's Wanamaker. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
29 seconds left in the third quarter. Napier with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Towns is doubled. Back to Napier. Poirier grabs the miss. Poirier's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Wanamaker, great pass to set up the lay-in. Wanamaker's got 14 points.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
And we'll be right back after this. While we have the chance. Our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Around the small floor with Tatum holding down the 4 spot. Walker and Smart the guards. And it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Boston 5. The Celtics with the lead. Here's Brown. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Towns. That's tipped.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
A nice shot by Tatum.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Teague against Walker. And Ennis Cantor picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. Minnesota also with the sub. Wiggins is checked in for Josh Okogie. Teague against Walker. Teague kicks to Wiggins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Brown. They grab their own miss. Here's Vonleh. And the dunk by Vonleh.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Again, the Celtics good for 2. Timberwolves trail by 6. Pass to Towns. Towns is doubled. Teague against Walker. Count that bucket.
What an amazing drive to the cup. Teague seizing the lane to the basket. Boy, defense has simply got to be better than that.
Now, here's Walker. Down low, Cantor. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one is on Towns.
And the city of Boston
12 championships since 2000, 6 in football, 4 in baseball, and 1 apiece in hockey and basketball.
Greg, you'd have to say Boston has become the sports capital of the country. The fans are knowledgeable, they're passionate, and they are justifiably proud.
And he knocks down the first one.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
And Cantor drops them both.
What you love about Enes Kanter to me is every night he's capable of a double-double. He's an efficient low-post scorer and a determined rebounder. This guy can play now. Let's make no mistake.
Now here's Covington. The pass to Wiggins. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Wiggins has got 19 points.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Wiggins against Brown. Out to Hayward. Wants to get it to Brown and does. Tries again. Towns with the defensive effort. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Minnesota. 4-point game. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Teague. Teague's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, you want to see this from Karl Anthony Towns. He's got the size, the length, and the touch to take and make high-percentage shots.
Now here's Hayward. A floater. Rebound, Minnesota. Wanley's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Covington's shot is off. The Celtics have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Here's Tatum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. So guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
And that one falls for Tatum.
What's incredible to me is the first time Jason Tatum stepped between the lines as an NBA player, he had a willingness to take on the responsibility of being a go-to scorer, even in the tough moments.
So he gets them both. And you look at Jason Tatum able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Outside Teague. Wiggins inside the line. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
Teague dishes to Covington. Pass to Towns. And he hits it to tie the game up. Towns has got 6 points in the quarter.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Now Cantor. Pass to Walker. Three-pointer. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Here's Teague. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's foul number 2 for him. Celtics leading by 3. Outside, Walker. Lets the 3 fly, and again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Passes it to Towns. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 6 assists here tonight.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
Brown the pass to Cantor. Back to Brown. Outside, Walker. Over Teague. And again, Kemba Walker. Walker's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
There's the pass to Towns. And that one, good.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Boston's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Here's Tatum. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Teague with a clean look.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
No good on the quick 3. Brown kicks to Walker. And he uses the glass on the layup. Walker's got 23 points.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And here is Teague. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Walker the pass to Tatum. Kicks it to Cantor. Second chance shot, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Noah Vonleh.
Well, I love Gordon Hayward's tenacity in the low post. This guy's energy earns him a trip to the stripe.
He'll be at the line shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Hayward.
What a package Gordon Hayward brings to the table. Size, athleticism, high IQ for the game of basketball. You can count on his decision-making at both ends. I just love his game.
Hayward hits them both. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 6. Pass to Towns. Over Cantor. And it's good off the back rim and in. And that's 23 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
And he's got to be thrilled with how well he shot the ball, Kevin. Good on almost 60% of his shots. That's what I call an efficient performance. And a team loves having someone that dependable they can rely on.
Towns with the steal. Wiggins against Hayward. And that one's good. Wiggins.
A confident young man. Wiggins just answers the bell.
Brown kicks to Tatum. Hayward passes to Canner. Celtics passing it around. Here's Walker. Three-pointer. That shot off the mark. Great D that time from T. To tie it up. Second shot opportunity. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Boston.
We've talked about this guy's ability to get to the free throw line. Towns in incredibly tough cover.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Well, he spent 1 year in college at Kentucky, yet Karl Anthony Towns has made such a smooth transition to the NBA. His ascension, guys, has been really remarkable.
That one drops. He ties it up.
You must embrace the pressure and knock down critical free throws. Nicely done.
Boston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. Teague against Walker. And the rejection by Towns. To the paint. Here's Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down.
Well, finishing with confidence. Wiggins getting a great understanding for this game.
Walker against Teague. They need this. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Shooting for Boston, Kemba Walker. He'll be at the line shooting 2.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker
from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
And the second of two is good. That narrows the gap to 1. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Walker against T. Towns, the pass to Wiggins. It falls!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together, everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Now here's Walker. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Here's Towns. Count it!
Oh, does he deliver? That is a determined young fella right there. Karl Anthony Towns.
Walker against T. Walker in the post. That one's not going to go. Good D by Covington. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
No time to waste here. Quick bucket and a foul.
Everybody has got to be in the exact perfect position defensively, and execution has got to be on point.
Here's the Celtics with the ball. 4-point game. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Man, you can get chills watching Jason Tatum want to deliver in the clutch.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
He's able to make it a 2-possession game with some solid work at the line right there.
Walker the pass to Hayward. Got it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, he is just so clutch, saving his best for when the pressure is at its highest. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
A bit of heroics at the line right there as he bumps their lead to 3 and makes things a little easier for them defensively.
Here's the 3. He's off from 3. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.